one. All right, we're back. It's Rock Forever, and we are taking you around the world and coast to coast here. Let's go to the East Coast and talk to a great guitarist. He is the rhythm guitarist and member of the mighty group Angel. Please welcome Danny Farrow.
Hey, what's happening, Jay? How are you, buddy?
Great to see you, man. Rocking forever, as always. You know, I see that you had quite a past, coming up. I'm sure you played in a number of bands locally there before you hooked up with our friend Punky. Talk about your evolution. At what age did you pick up the guitar, and how did it eventually lead to hearing that, Punky was working on solo stuff?
Well, what happened was I started playing like 15 or 14, 15. I was in some local bands. Then I had a band called Tail and Storm, which kind of had like the Angel and Kiss type look. You could look it up. There's music out there. And I sang and played the lead guitar for that band. And we had a lot of interest, Enigma and A&M. And, by the time grunge came out, they kind of passed over. Then I put together a band called Lords of Mercy not too long ago, and we put out an album. I was the guitarist for that, did all the guitar work and wrote the songs and all, and that was a great band. And then what happened was with Punky, I was friends with Punky, and I knew the fans really wanted to hear Punky play again. A lot of Angel fans, and I was working with great friend of mine, Keith Roth, and he had a record label. And the first thing I did was ask Punky if he wanted to do an interview on The Rat, which was with Keith Roth. And, I said, people haven't heard you in a while, what do you think? And he said, sure, man, all right, let's do it as long as you're in it. And I said, yeah, man, I'm going to be co-host and all of that. And it went so big that like the servers blew, I remember Keith's boss came up to him and he said, who'd you have on Sunday night? I mean, the servers went out. People were listening from like Japan and Australia, all over, to hear this. So, Punky was excited about that. And there was a record label, Keith had Main Man Records. And I said, what do you think about doing a solo album? And, he said, that would be cool. I may be interested, because he really hasn't done nothing since about 1980. He tried a few things, but he wasn't sure about getting back in the music business. But I flew to his house. We wrote the whole Punky Meadows solo album, and we wrote it together, produced it together. It came out so good, and he was really happy with it. And it was some of his best playing, in my opinion, is on that album. If you haven't, for anyone who hasn't seen it, the vinyl. Punky Meadows, Fallen Angel. Great album. It's got, let's see, wow, 17, 18 tracks. But anyway, that led to us touring. And, me and Punky are best friends, man. We really gel well together, and we write a lot together. We'll be writing on the phones, and, I'll call him with an idea. He'll call me, and we'll keep writing, and we connect really well. We have a lot of similar interests and different music. We're into a lot of the same kind of music. But anyway, us touring, Frank was touring. Frank put his solo album out, and that kind of got Angel together when, I was talking to Punk. I said, what do you think about, Frank? We were going to do some shows together first. And then, we talked about him singing maybe for the band and putting something together. And that originally went out as Punky Meadows and Frank Mito of Angel. And then we started writing, and it worked together so well. We said, the next step, of course, if they're sticking together, is Angel. And, that was it. So that's what, became what we're doing now. So,
yeah, well, I know that stretch in between the last Angel album and him coming up with you, Fallen Angel, was quite a stretch. Like you say, sometimes people need a jump start to get back in it. It was a different type of record business back then. You had a deal. You had to get on the radio. If you weren't on the radio, you were nothing. And it was before MTV. Obviously, if MTV started in about 76,
they would have been.
Yeah, Angel would have been huge. There's very little video of that, that initial Angel. Like I said, I saw the White Hot tour and all that up in Seattle at the Paramount Theater. And
awesome, man. Yeah.
You just never, you can just almost find anything on YouTube but that. There's just nothing from that era. And I don't know why. I don't know if somebody took it down or it never got filmed. But
they didn't film as much, they didn't film all that much. They did make a movie, and I know a lot of people are trying to search for that, but no luck so far. So, there's some footage out there. I know some people have some pretty good footage, but like you said, nothing like on the Kiss level or something like that.
Yeah, well, even rough, I mean, obviously we didn't have camera phones back then, but even somebody.
There's some 8mm stuff like that, but like you said, man, it's scarce. It's not there's not too much out there, man.
So give us a timeline. Now, when did you first hear Angel? How old were you? And what were your thoughts as the albums came out? What were some of your favorite songs?
Well, Angel, I got into about 76, I'd say. What happened was I was, I liked the band. I didn't have their albums yet. And my friend Inger Laurie, you might have heard of from the Nymphs, she had hell of a band and she gave it to me. I said, man, this band's cool. I mean, could I borrow this? And she said, you could have it. So she gave me the album. She liked them a lot too. And, I played it over and over. I remember listening to Mirrors and Punky's leads, and I'd be like, wow, this is great. His tone and just his sound. And it was unique, So before that, of course, I was a big Kiss fan. When Kiss Alive came out, that's what made me pick up the guitar, Ace, of course. So now here in Punky, now there's two guys that I loved, and Punky's playing them. And then I wound up getting White Hot before On Earth, and White Hot was great. And then I just went down the line, and Kiss and Angel are my all-time favorite bands, and now I'm in my favorite band. So it's with Punky is a best bud, and not only that, but big influence and great guitar player. His guitar playing is definitely better than ever now. And wait till you hear the new album. We finished it. Me, Punky, and Frank wrote the whole album. It's 14 songs. I think the fans are gonna really love it. And it's great to see that a lot of the fans are liking this new era Angel. Of course, we all love the original lineup, and this is something that's happening now, and I'm glad a lot of the fans are really digging it and coming to see us live and appreciating it and liking what we're doing now.
Yeah, it's crazy to think back then. Both bands were on Casablanca Records, and
right.
Of course, besides Kiss, they were real big in the disco era with Donna Summer and all the Village People and all that, George Clinton, Parliament. But it was kind of rough to get that right song on the radio and get Angel to that big
right,
level.
Man. I believe if they would have got the push with Sinful, and that's really when the record label was dying down, they would have. There's definitely hits on Sinful, and also White Hot. Don't Leave Me Lonely should have been the single, in my opinion. They would have broke through, and they had a top 45 with Ain't Gonna Get At My Heart Anymore, and so you're right, man. The whole MTV thing, but whatever. But the fans who love Angel love Angel. The fans who know of Angel, and it's a great thing. So I mean, it's good to keep the band alive and make new music. And Punky and Frank are better than ever. Wait till you hear them on this new album. I mean, Frank's vocals are great.
Yeah.
Well,
I know you're kind of like that.
Forget it.
You're like that bridge between the original Angel and the new Angel. You got Punky back up and running. He obviously started doing some shows. Frank had a solo album. You did a couple shows together, and obviously they started talking like, man, do you think we can do it? Can we put together, another Angel?
Well, that's what the three of us spoke about. There's so many bands out there with one member, and you got the lead guitarist and lead singer. If any time the original members all wanted to get together, I told them go for it, man. That would, but it just didn't work that way, and we're doing what we're doing now. Of course, that would be amazing to see as well. But we love what we're doing and we get along great. Me, Punky, and Frank are a great team. We talk all the time. The other band members are great. You got Charlie, Cal, Billy, Rico, and Steve O'Jane, who are just great players, and we're all great friends, so I talk to these guys all the time. And yeah, man. So
how did you find the other members? How did you fill out the rest of the band? Were they your contacts, or where'd they come from?
Charlie, we had Chandler Mogul, who was lead singer of the Punky Meadows band, and we were looking for a keyboard player. He turned me on to Charlie. I called him up. He sent me and Punky some stuff, and we agreed. He was a big Angel fan, and he was great, so we took him. As far as Billy for this band, I met Billy at Chandler's wedding, which is pretty funny. It's all tying together, and I said, listen, man, if I ever need a drummer or anything, I'm going to give you a shout. And I started working with Billy for some of the Punky shows, but mainly for this Angel project, and or the Punky and Frank at the time. And he worked out great. And then Punky heard him, he loved him. Steve O'Jane, he was a fan who came to a meet and greet at BB King's in New York, and he came as a fan, to meet Punky and all. And we talked to him, and he told me and Punky played bass. And when we were looking for a bass player at the time, Punky had brought him up. I said, yeah, dude, let me call Steve. So we called Steve. He sent us some audition tapes, and he was great, so the whole band got to, that's really how it all came together. Did I miss anyone?
No, that's the new lineup. Is there a reason why Barry Brant didn't return? Because it seemed like he was in touch with Punky or Frank or something over there.
Yeah. Him and Frank remain great friends. I know him and Punky talk once in a while. Barry's an amazing drummer. What it is I think he wanted, I don't hold me to this, but I know he didn't like using touring and using other kits and all of that. He always wanted to be on his kit. And, I don't want to get too much into that without, him and Frank talk a lot about it. So again, that just didn't pan out that way. I know he didn't like using other kits on the road. Sometimes you got to use backlines and stuff like that, and you can't travel with your own kit everywhere. And and there might be a little other things to it. Maybe he didn't want to do it or didn't want to get out on the road and travel. And sometimes it's rough. You're traveling all together in a little van, but we happen to like it. We have a good time together. But it's not at this point in age. Some people are more relaxed and set, and he already did a lot of big things, and maybe he just wasn't up for it. Same, just like the other members,
Yeah, well, we know Greg Giuffria is a mogul, with the casinos and all that he does, and obviously done very well for himself. Probably the thought of getting in a van wasn't going to work for him, but yeah, just curious about Barry, because he seems to still be out there, but not active, and like you say, it's a new business, you got to retool your head. No, it's not a limo. No, there's not a tour bus. No, there's no four-star hotel, and I know, Frank and Punky coming back, they're like, look, we got to do this close to the bone just to make a profit to try and grow it.
Yeah, and it started like that, but the venues treat us great, and we're doing really good with this whole thing, thank God. And Punky and Frank are having a blast, or else obviously they wouldn't be doing it. But no, the thing is, we had one of our biggest tours when COVID started. We were going to Japan. It was all coming together where we were going to be set. It was going to be the biggest year for us. We were going to Australia, back to the United Kingdom and London and everywhere, and touring the States. And COVID hit. We just got off a cruise playing with Roger Daltrey and UFO and Uriah Heep. It was called the Rock Legends Cruise. We had the best time, and we kicked ass on those shows. And it was just a great time. And you come back and it's like, the tour's canceled. It's like, we were going to go back to Japan, everything. So everything just closed. And that was really where it was gonna, that was gonna be our biggest year for sure. But we're getting back on. Hey, look, as long as everyone's healthy in the band, we're doing it. And it was a rough time for everybody. As long as we have our health, we could always do that. We're setting up we're headlining in Belgium this year, and we're doing a lot of getting together a lot of shows, going back to the UK and Europe, and we're going to be doing a lot in the US. So yeah, we're excited for that. And our new album.
Yeah, you got a new album. There's a bigger reason to go back to Japan, new
Oh
album.
yeah. Once they open up, man, we'll be there.
Yeah, Japan has always embraced the spectacle of rock and roll, Kiss and
Sure.
Cheap Trick and everybody. It's
Angel, I mean, all the old magazines they had Kiss, Angel, Aerosmith, and Queen. That was like the biggest bands in Japan back then.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I know it's going to be exciting to take this new level to the people. Tell us, what is the title of the new album? What can you tell us about the
we're going. We're going. The album's done. It's just got to go. We're still working on some of the artwork for the cover, back cover, booklet, and all, but we're still going back and forth with the name of the title. Originally, it was going to be called. It was already put out there, so I'll just say it was going to be called Saints and Sinners, but we're going back and forth. We have a few other titles, so we don't know what's going to stick right now, but it's all good. Whatever it comes out as, I'm sure. I'm really praying the fans will love the album. It's very diverse. We have a lot of stuff that has the Angel sound, of course, and new stuff, that I'm sure fans will love, but yes, still, of course, has the Angel sound because it's punky and frank, but maybe, some newer stuff, heavier, lighter, just very diverse. That's what, I'm into a really melodic hook. So when I write, I try to come up with really catchy stuff. And then I also like, the earlier Angel where they had a little more heavier stuff, and you got to add that for the fans. And we have some really cool stuff towards that. But, and Punky is an amazing songwriter, and Frank as well. And we put together some really great songs, I believe, on this album. And 14 songs. Yeah, man. So you'll hear the title soon, Jay.
Well, there's nothing better than a catchy song. You hear a band, you hear a song once, and you want to hear it again, and then it sticks in your head, and you're like, man, now you start singing along, and you go see the band, and you're shouting the lyrics back to the band. That's got to be one of the best feelings in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember the lyrics, but yeah, that was always a problem of mine when I used to sing. I had to make up some of the lyrics live.
Well, at least the hook, you remember the hook, the big chant,
the hook means a lot.
The hook.
But yeah, exactly. There's a lot of stuff on this album, the new album, and I felt just like you could hear sometimes you could just feel it, like for the Punky Meadows album, I came up with the song Lost and Lonely, and I knew I said to Punky, Frank got to sing this, man. I really feel it has that Angel sound, and really did. It has a killer hook to me, and we're always writing catchy stuff, and that's what's cool. Even the heavier stuff has hooks to it. So
yeah, well, that's super important. Obviously, when you go out these days, you got the core fans that are up there in age. They were late teens or early 20s or whatever back in the late 70s. But they remember the band, and of course, Kiss being on that final farewell tour, and so many of our bands from that era are gone. They're done. They're either on their last legs or take, like you say, like a foreigner, and you got one original member like Mick Jones, and he doesn't even do all the shows. So, it's tough for the fans. A lot of fans just come for the name. They don't even know who's in the band. But people like us, we reminisce about the classic era, but we're glad that the band is still kicking. And like I told you before, I'm friends with your boys over at Cleopatra Records. Brian and Tim and everybody.
Brian and Tim are great guys.
Yeah. So they know there's a market out there for what Angel does, and if they can resurrect it and come up with new material, to stand on its own, because you want to reach those new young fans. They're like, I don't know of a band called Angel, you know?
Right, right.
Well, hey, they were on the same label as Kiss. They did all these tours. They had all these effects and stuff, you know, they're like, wow, that sounds cool. I want to go check them out. So you always want to be pulling that younger, you know, the newer crowd to add to the mix.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You're right. You know, we want to do that. And we want to, expand the crowd, of course, and the fans. So, and Risen, we're real proud of Risen. I don't know if you heard Risen yet, but
of course,
Risen, we're real.
You got the poster right behind you there.
I do. I got the vinyl right here. So, if
wow.
anyone hasn't heard Risen, I really. The thing is, the fans, most of the fans really love it. Thank God. There's a lot of catchy stuff and heavy stuff. This thing, it's a double album, so we're real proud of that. Real proud of that one. And we took a while writing that, making sure it was ready to go for the fans, and most of the reviews were great, so we're happy with that. All the reviews were really we're really excited that that we kept kind of true to the sound and of what Angel was, and that meant a lot. So
yeah, well, time has passed, but great new music makes that space between much shorter. It's like, they remember. I remember going to the Red Hot tour like it was last month. It's great music is indelible, in our minds. It may timestamp, where you were or where you were in life, but it keeps us young at heart. And I know you and Punky and Frank, you guys got still some of that teenage spirit still in your heart.
Oh yeah, man, we're never growing up. We just keep going, man. You wake up and you live, and that's all you could do. Do the best you can and try to have fun with it. That's why when COVID hit, man, I was talking to the guys, and like, we got to make a new album. They're like, yeah, absolutely. Let's just work on a new album. We can't play live right now. So we got together and we wrote and did it.
What was the recording process like? Did you guys get in the same room, or was it all virtually, or how did it all come together this time?
Recording wise, we rehearsed with the band. Me and Punky went in with Billy, recorded drums, then same with bass. Me and Punky flew he lives in North Carolina. I flew out there and we did our guitar tracks. And then Frank came in and we did the vocals with Frank together. And then me and Punky sat with the engineer, Steve Greenwell, to mix it. And that took about a month or so.
Okay. So you guys were together, you made the most of it,
Yeah, we were together a lot.
Is Frank still in Vegas?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of rockers have moved to Vegas from LA. A lot of people have moved to Nashville, which is a hot spot right now. And of course, you still stayed trying true, man, to the Northeast up there.
Hell yeah.
And, what is Punky like about North Carolina? Why did he end up down there?
I don't know. That's a true answer. He just wanted to settle down and go out there. He wasn't playing music. Him and his girlfriend lived there, and that's, I don't know. That's he loves it there. I know that he's having a good time, and he loves it there. But we wrote a lot there too. That's where we first wrote the first Punky Meadows album.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably a little more relaxed. You can concentrate on your music. You don't have the hustle bustle of the big city and all the hubbub, the crime or whatever that comes with that.
Yeah.
Now, Danny, I know you are a multi-talented guy. We see behind you there some amazing sculptures, some characters. Please tell us about your other life here and how you got started sculpting characters and all that you've done.
Sculpting. So it was weird. I was born an artist, which I don't know. I just at 4 years old, this is weird. I drew I remember this because I was a little shocked by it. I drew a picture from a comic, and the thing is, the head was on the bottom, the feet was on the top, you know, it was upside down. And my mother came down and she's like, wow, that's really good, Danny, but it goes this way, you know, turned it over. And I remember being scared, like something's wrong with me. And all of a sudden, by her telling me that, I whatever had happened, it was corrected. So I saw, you know, it must have been some kind of dyslexia. I'm not sure. But then I saw it right. But I remember that was really strange. My sister remembers me drawing upside down as well. So yeah, that was weird. Anyway, from there, I always like going to you know, conventions like horror conventions and stuff, and I'd see garage kits like the Wolfman or something. I said, I'd love to sculpt. That would be so great. I'm a big Planet of the Apes fan, and I remember one night I bought clay and I sculpted a Planet of the Ape, and it came out good. And I'm like, holy shit, I could sculpt. Can I curse in here? I'm sorry.
Sure you can.
Like, oh wow, man, I could sculpt. I'd never, you know, just came out of me. I never went to schooling. So from there, I just I tried to, for Kiss was like some of my first stuff. I don't know if you could hold on. Can you see that good? That's a Gene Simmons.
Yeah, that's pretty intricate with all the
yeah.
you know, the costume and the
I wanted them to, you know, really look like the guys, you know, and I remember some figures came out that didn't, and I was like, man, I really want them. Here's a Gene head on a thing. That's like an alive head or something. But you know, I really wanted them to look like them, and I was kind of disappointed and stuff. And you know, I went to Toy Fair in New York. I brought some of my pictures. I did like Eddie Maiden and Kiss, and then of course my main man and best bud Punky Meadows here. Here, can you see that? Is it backwards or is it straight? I don't even know.
Oh, it's good. It's good.
I'm seeing things. Yeah, is it? Okay. And then you know, so I went there with some pictures, and I went to NECA, the huge toy company, and I got hired to do a Harry Potter Draco, which was, you know, a dream. Wow, it's going to be in Toys R Us and stuff. So I did that, and that was my first thing. And then I went to Figures Toy, actually, and I got to give this guy props, Dale Torborg, who I sculpted actually his wrestling figure. I don't know if you could see it, from Figures Toy Company. And he was the demon wrestler. Anyway, great guy. And he had told this company, Figures Toy Company, if you're going to do Kiss, you know, you got to get Danny Farrow. So I forget how, if he messaged me or what. So I called Figures Toy Company, and they hired me, and I wound up doing a lot of their all their Kiss line. I wound up working with them for like 8 years as my own, you know, my own company, but, you know, freelancing through them. But for 8 years straight, I've done so many things with them, and between Kiss and you know, I did the you know what I did? I'll show you. I don't know if you know the Batman 66 line. You see that? Batman 66.
Yeah, that's the Batman I fell in love with, the original.
Right. And the original prototype, which is right here, you know, sometimes, I don't know if you can see that good, Adam West, but sometimes through mass production, it might change a little, and it's hard with the Kiss figures because they got real hair, and but you know, they did a great job, man. They did. You know, look, they put out, I did these, oh God, you remember these? Who is it? Zan and Jane, Wonder Twins. So, you know, I did Scooby-Doo. I mean, you name it. I worked for this company doing 8 years of sculpting, and that was great. And also for NECA, I did, which was exciting because I'm a huge Apes fan, this Planet of the Apes 2-pack set, which you're not going to be able to see in the packages. But I did the Soldier Ape thing for Toys R Us exclusive, which was really cool and exciting to be doing, like, you know, the Kiss license of Planet of the Apes. Of, things I grew up loving, so, it's really exciting to do this stuff. And, I mean, I love it. I love, music and sculpting's my life, and I'm glad, I can make a living doing it.
Yeah. I mean, the combination of the two, like we say, teenagers for life, you can still be in the mind of a youngster that may want to pick it up and collect it. But then there's
Yeah.
people our age that are like, yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
grew
man.
up with. That's my Batman. That's
Yeah.
my band Kiss or whatever.
Mhm.
And we all have our little man cave, our trophy wall, our,
Yeah.
I know you like myself, you like to surround yourself with creativity, and it
Sure.
just inspires more.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, uh, you know, to me, there's no rules. You just live, man, and do what you love. Don't worry about what anyone else says. Do what you love. Anything you love, just do it. That's really what it's about. If you're a 50-year-old and you want to collect. Or you want to get in a band again, get in a band. I'm living proof. There's no age limit, man. Do it. You want to go to acting, go to acting. Whatever. That's how I always did it, man. I mean, I've done acting, I've done, music, whatever I wanted to do, I put my mind to it, and, use the passion to do it, and, if you get out there and you really want to do it and you love it, the main thing is you'll be happy. That's really what it's about. To me, it was never about money in life. It's about being happy. And, you could always get money, whether it's a part-time job or a job or, making money on what you love. So
Well, that's it. Happiness is worth more than having some green in your pocket or in the bank.
yeah.
I mean, that's not going to buy happiness.
No, you're absolutely right, man. If you're busting your ass all day and night every day, and that's your life, you might be able to buy some food, but you're not going to be happy. I don't know if that makes sense, but
Oh, it makes total sense. And I just wanted to ask, because obviously the original Angel was a one guitar band.
yeah,
How do you adapt those older songs? Or I know you're the rhythm player, and
yeah,
you let Punky take the leads, but
of course.
how did you adapt?
Punky's the lead
From a one
guitarist
guitar
to
to two
Angel.
guitar.
Punky's the lead guitarist to Angel. That's it. They'll even say to me once in a while, Punky will say, "Hey, you want to throw in a lead or lick?" I said, "No, dude. You're the lead guitarist of Angel. It's always going to be like that." I'm very grateful for my position playing rhythm, and I'll, do it for the rest of my life. I don't care about playing leads. Anyway, yeah, and the main thing is writing. The guy, I love songwriting. That's where I really take pride in. But what I was going to say is for rhythm, it's cool because a lot of the albums, and it beefs it up a little more. It fills it in. So you're not hearing emptiness if Punky's playing a lead and you're just hearing a bass and keyboard kind of behind it. And with that rhythm, it's really giving it a little fill. It fills it in a little more. And Punky loves it. So, we just, with us together holding it down, we really vibe together, and we'll look at each other just like, give it and rock, and being best buds and all, and just having that feeling together. I've been with Punky now like 8 years, and it's never got to a point where we're like, all right, let's move on, or we're tired. We still got the same excitement and energy, so that when you find a partner like that, then you can't go wrong. And it's just it's just crazy how it worked out, but it is what it is. And yeah, man, so I'm, like I said, I'm grateful to be playing rhythm, and yeah, and I'm fine with that. I don't care about
We're grateful that you are. And our special guest has been Danny Farrow, of course, the guitarist with Angel, along with his best bud, lead guitarist Punky Meadows, Frank Domino on vocals, and the new crew. Man, you guys are kicking ass, and I know that we
Frank's
can't wait.
A great guy, man, too, man. Wait till you hear him on the new album.
Oh yeah, we'll have to come back and do another chat when you can disclose all that and
yeah.
release date. And yeah, no, it's been a real pleasure, man. Thanks so much for joining us, Danny.
Absolutely, buddy. It was great. Thanks for having me, Jay. It was a great time, man. I'll talk to you soon.